Did you guys know that I did my paper on the brief history of sidechain compression and other effects, and basically just kind of like an overview. So what I want to do for you guys today is kind of really hone in on how sidechain has affected the industry. But more than that, I want to just demo it so you guys know what the heck it is. Because it's awesome, and it's in everything EDM. So I'm going to bring a quick quote. This is off a website I found. It's literally the only, I think, note to the history of sidechaining that I can think that I've seen in my research. So this guy's just talking about batting emails back and forth with a guy named Graham Sutton, who's actually an English musician and producer, regarding the loudness war. Anyway, he was asking about sidechaining, and this is what Graham Sutton said. He said, "Sidechaining a compressor to key its gain reduction from a secondary external input is pretty standard stuff. It actually dates back to the 1930s. Doug Shearer first developed the idea while he was working at MGM Studios at the birth of film sound. Originally, it was developed to de-ess sibilant voices, which were problematic to record as they could easily overload the electronics of the day." And then he goes on later to explain, if I can highlight this, that would be cool. All right, that SSL was the first to introduce desks that featured, desks, by desks he means audio mixing boards, that featured built-in sidechain compressors as opposed to external units at the turn of the 80s. Techniques like ducking bass by kicks became pretty common. By the 90s and 2000s, sidechaining was everywhere in club music-wise. The whole track now being pumped by the kick more and more as the years drew on. So I'm going to close that up, and I'm going to bring up a project of some examples of this, and I'm going to show you a little, and that should give you guys a pretty good idea of kind of how this is all supposed to work. Let me fix something here real quick. All right, cool. So here's a little snippet of my senior recital that's also being sidechain ducked by my voice like a DJ. Whoop, 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 whoop. See, I can talk and you can't hear the music, but then as soon as I stop talking, you're gonna hear the build-up created by the white noise and then the drop. Okay, cool. So that's a little snippet of my senior recital for you. And now I want to get into just some other examples of sidechaining. So let's start with sidechain compression, like Graham explained it. This is just a little track that I made up for you guys in the library. I spent about like an hour or two on it or something like that. So I'm going to play it for you, and then that should give you an idea of some cool stuff you can do with sidechain compression.
I'm experienced now.
Here's some Muhammad Ali in there. Yeah, it's a great speech. Anyway, you can hear the whole mix is being ducked by my voice like a DJ would use. What I'm going to show you is sidechain compression. So we're going to go to here, and you can see that, pull up the effect, that basically what's happening is this kick drum right here is routed to bus 5. Bus 5 comes in the sidechain, which I then basically take these two channels and throw them through this compressor. So this kick is making this compressor duck down every quarter note, which is causing these two things to throb, which is a pretty cool effect. I'll turn it off for a second.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. I'm experienced now.
You can hear a pretty significant difference. Cool, so let's move on. You can use sidechaining in a number of different ways as well. You can use it not only with compressors, like with this kick drum and stuff, but you can use it with a gate, which is a lot of fun. So let me mute this track and Muhammad Ali, and I'm going to show you how you can use sidechaining with a noise gate, which is a lot of fun as well. Check this out. So basically what's happening here is this drum track is routed to bus 3, and then this is the sidechain accepting bus 3, And so basically this noise gate is reacting to every snare hit and other fill that the drummer is playing. It's kind of a really unique way of creating some cool rhythms. So that's sidechaining with a gate. You can do the same thing with you can do the same thing to a lot of synthesizers, which I elaborate on in my paper as well. So we're gonna bring this synthesizer back in. I'm gonna pull it back up here, and we're just gonna turn on the sidechaining so to allow the drum track to affect the cutoff of this synthesizer here you're hearing on the right ear. So we're gonna just pop that down like that a little bit, and then move that up. So it kind of creates a cool wah-wah effect. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here pretty quick. Then we'll turn the sidechain compression back on, because that's a lot of fun. Oh, it is. Oh, hold on. We'll turn the kick back on so it starts pumping again. Cool. So you can kind of hear they're kind of wahing and wooing and pumping and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So that's sidechain compression, gating, and sidechaining within a synthesizer. But lastly, we have this really cool version of sidechaining called the vocoder. And that sounds a little something like this. Mute that. So now you're hearing Muhammad Ali sound like Daft Punk. Here's some Muhammad Ali. And that's sidechaining, y'all.